Hello everybody, welcome to another commentary broadcasted to you by SC2 Joint, and in this commentary we're going to be looking at a league qualifier that brought me actually into the Platinum League. It was very fun. I almost don't know how I accomplished it, but you know, whatever happens happens, and as long as it's good on my part, I don't care what happens. So we're going to get this game started, and I'm going to show you guys how to, first let me explain. For Protoss especially, the MMM or MM, just the straight Marine Marauder, can be such an issue, especially whenever they have stim packs and maybe some EMPs thrown in there. I wanna note that if you snipe down the different units correctly, you can actually, even just with stalkers and sentries, no zealots, you can actually win the game through that, even when you have to fall back. So I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do that today, and I hope this helps you guys out. Let's get started here. I'm just going to call myself Red Protoss and whatever this guy, Greenskins, he's blue, alright. I'm just going to call him Greenskins, I guess, or just Blue Terran or something. Standard opening, just calling good luck and have fun, trying to get that economy going. And, I guess we're just going to have to wait until somebody builds something to actually say anything. Just trying to figure out what league he's in. I really don't want to be playing against a silver player. And I'm just like, what league are you in? He just said plat. I'm going to be throwing up a pylon at 9, a very standard opening for that. And if you notice, the graphics on here suck. It's because I'm working on getting the money for a really good graphics card so that I can film these in better quality. Now you can see here the Blue Terran walling up. He doesn't want me to do some sort of a Zealot rush, and at this point I don't know whether he's Terran or not. I just know that he's a random player. Pylon is done. I'm going to be chrono boosting out more probes. I don't want my economy to fall behind, because what I've had in many games is I'll have a bunch of gas going. I'll be like, ooh, great, I can make more units, and I can't keep my production up because I don't have like almost anybody on minerals. So I don't want to run into that again. Getting my gateway up around 13 or 14, very standard on that point. And he is getting his barracks up around 12, that's also very standard. And he's going to finish up the wall with 2 SCBs. He's really eager to not let me Zealot rush him, which I'm actually not going to end up doing. Now, take note of these back rocks. What you can do with Reapers is actually take them around the side and pull them up here, and just harass the crap out of me. And that becomes a very big issue. You can see I'm getting my first gas, and so is he. Getting mine a little bit early. I don't even have my tech up, but I do want to be able to stock some up, build a lot of sentries and stuff. So I guess I'm just gonna chrono boost out the Zealot in case he brings over any scouts. I don't want them to see my tech. I want him to think that I'm gonna go for full Zealots, and I'm getting my tech up around 19. And it doesn't look like he's got any tech going, just Marines right now. So he's not going to be going straight for Marauders. And I do counter this SCV, but he does get in my base. And I don't want him to really see too much, so I'm glad. Let's see if he saw my robotics facility. Yeah, he saw it. Except for he doesn't know. Well, now he does, because he's right next to it. So now he does know that I am going to be teching up and taking gas into this game. See, it does finish, and I do start Warp Gate, I think, right away. Or I think no, I want to finish up that. And I should be starting up Warp Gate soon. Here we go. Warp Gate starts, and I start chrono boosting it out and get that second gateway up because I am a little bit late on that. He is watching for his back rocks. He's probably going to set up some sort of a, yeah, right here, a supply depot. He doesn't want me breaking through there, which actually helps me out very much in the end game. Right now, he does only have 2 Marines up, but he is going to try and tech up some more. 3 Marines plus 4, what he's getting at right now. And he doesn't seem to be getting this second gas, which eventually, if you're going to get mass Marine Marauder, you are going to need that. And now I am getting Zealots in my main mineral line because I don't want any Reapers killing down my economy. And I do get that second gas up because I am going to need the extra gas for when I'm making Stalkers and Sentries. Around 28, I do get at my robotics facility based off of how much gas I have, which is actually why I get that early gas. It's because I want to be able to stockpile it and get that robotics facility and still have enough money to keep on making units. By this point, Warp Gate is almost done, and I should be making Stalkers and Sentries soon. I don't want to go full Zealot. It's really bad against Marine Marauder. They have the concussive shells, It becomes a pretty big issue. Um, I was thinking of getting some like secret tech up here for like Storm, but I just thought, I'm gonna try and end this game quick with one base, and I think this pylon becomes useless, so I just start stockpiling all my pylons back here. He is covering up this wall. He doesn't want me to know about it, and it doesn't look like he's gotten supply blocked, except for he really does not have that big of an army right now. I mean, then again, neither do I. But if I were focusing on more stalkers and sentries, I would have considerably a better army than him. And now that I do have a couple stalkers, I mean, they can still micro out every single one of my zealots, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm going to be having a sentry coming out quite soon. I am working off of a 2-gate here, considering I am going robo at the same time, and I'm not going to be using more than one base. So take that into note. If you want to go 3-gate or 4-gate with a robo, you need to have a second base. You're just not going to have the money to hold it all off. At this point, I do have tons of money, and I do get supply blocked, which is a bit of an annoyance, because now I can't really make any units. And I am going to get a good look at what he's doing, and know that my build is absolutely perfect for what he's going to try and pull off. Three barracks, not necessarily a Rax FE. It doesn't look like just mass marines. So, but he is going to give a Ghost Academy. Probably going to be throwing down some EMPs, like I said earlier. He never ended up nuking me in the middle of this game, so that's good to know. I do notice that he is guarding this back door a little bit, so he's going to know when I push in through there. And I see this small yet not so small army, mainly because those marines are going to get just beaten up by my zealots, and I'm glad that I built that many zealots now. And I am constantly warping in units, and I do get my first sentry out, which is going to be helpful. I can wall off if I need more time. And my first immortal comes out, and I think, yeah, I push in right here. However, this could end the game, or it might not. I'm not going to tell you guys, because either way, I mean, either way, he's got a pretty good army, I've got a pretty good army. What could happen right now, and what could screw the game up completely, is intersecting, which is what happens here. And I see his army coming in, I'm trying to intercept it, but I don't do it right. I don't attack when I'm really supposed to. 1 second. Jeez, that's just blowing through my speakers really hard. And I'm not really like, I feel like I could have taken that on, except for the EMP just screwed me up big time right there. This immortal is going to probably go down to the concussive shells. Another stalker being stupid here, he's going to be taken out. And my immortal, they're going to stem up to my immortal, he's going to be taken down, and that really, really stinks. See, that is what they're going to go for here. And they take down my immortal, which I needed big time. And they're going to do somewhat of a push, and they still have, they can't really EMP, he doesn't have enough energy. So I am going to start pushing out units as fast as I can. I need to get a 5-gate up at this point. I do have the minerals, but I need to expand right after that. And it doesn't look like he has too much of a great army in right now. I'm going to be warping in more stalkers and try and get my observer, which is hanging around here for some reason. I need to see what army he has constantly. The great thing about this is that if you look at the mini-map, he has to bring units from his base over to mine, so I definitely have the high ground ability. All of his units are so weak, etc. And he doesn't even have any medevacs coming out. He's only just starting up that factory, which will only just allow him to get a starport, which if he doesn't take up, we'll get him, or if he does take up, we'll get him some medevacs. And I mean, this army right here is really not that big. The only thing that's going to kill me is if I give them time to get the EMP, which I think I end up doing by accident. And I mean, sentries come into a big deal here. You don't want them to be able to get on the high ground, so you gotta like let half of the army in and then wall the rest of it off. So you can see that I am gonna try and figure out how much of his army is there. So I get my observer over here, which if you're a protest player, your observers seriously come in to help. And he scans me, he knows that I'm just going mass stalker, which means that I do need to start going zealots. Because the second that he knows my strategy, I need to change it. Which means that he's going to get a counter for the wrong strategy. So he's going to stop going for marauders. He's just going to be pulling in more marines. 2 marines, 1 marauder, where before he was going 2 marauders, 1 marine. So now my zealots are going to be able to take down so much more. Because I gotta be honest with you guys, mass marine, oh well, I'm going to hold that off. He doesn't throw down the EMP right away. There we go, there's the EMP, and my army is going to be able to hold this off. I did screw him up with those beautiful force fields. I'm making him run around. Only about half of his army is able to attack right now, warping in more reinforcements, and he's forced to fall back. You can see at this point, I do have all 5 gates up, and I still have my proxy pylon, which I didn't tell you guys about. You always gonna get that proxy pylon where as close as you can to their base. You can see I can warp it in on the ramp, I can warp it in on the sand, or on the low ground. Gotta get that proxy pylon in there. And I see their whole entire army. I'm gonna be pushing in, and at this point, you don't want to be attacked as they're pushing in, so you want to do a little bit of micromanagement like I do here. Just attack, move in a little bit more, then attack again, because for stalkers especially, it'll work out the way that you want it to, just trust me. And now you can see no more EMP is going to be able to go down. I do take down all of his ghosts, and my observer just kind of hanging out here, and I kind of need him right now. So this proxy pylon is going to come in big handy, because now I can warp in units right next to his base. So it's going to be like, you know, whoever has the fastest APM, whoever can take down as much as possible. So now he is starting to build up his starport according to the production tab, and it just finished. That's gonna become an issue if you can get out a lot of medevacs, which he should have done early on. And you can see, although I know that he has this supply depot up here, he is gonna push all of his army over here, which is good. If I can get this army in a tight spot, they're all just so weak. This is like this guy right here. He's 1 HP from death. So he does know about my mass army. He's gonna stim in there. And he did get a pretty decent surround, but I'm not going to let them go away. And if they do go away, you know, that force field's going to keep them from being able to go away fast. So, it does look like it's going to be GG here, but he does have more reinforcements in, and if he does this correctly, he would be able to hold this off. Because I don't know, just because. So I am going to be warping in more reinforcements, should be soon. I don't know why I'm not. I'm going to be warping in more reinforcements quite soon, considering I do have the money. Actually, no, I'm going for an expansion because I forgot to tell you guys. Whenever you're going to go in for an attack, start expanding if you can get into their base. You don't want them to be able to come back. So, the second that they do possibly come back, you need to be able to have the money to hold that off. So now his barracks is going to go into flames and it's going to die. And it looks like it's GG. I'm taking down all of his supply depots. His ghost economy, no more EMP is going to be able to take me down, dog. He's sending in small amounts of units, which is really a bad idea. And then he leaves the game without calling GG. What a rager. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was basically just a qualifier, I guess, to get into Platinum League, because I'm finally in Platinum League. And I think, I don't know, Diamond League, if I can ever get in there, that's going to be a fun piece of absolute impossibility to live in. Basically what he did wrong here was, in the end, he was pushing in his Marine Marauder force one by one, which against about a pretty decent army of Stalkers, Sentries, and Immortals, that's not going to hold off very well. So Protoss players out there, what you need to do against Marine Marauders, get a couple Immortals out there, maybe 2 or 3, and then get Mass, Zealots, and Stalkers. And if they figure out what you're building, build the opposite of what you're building. Because then if he's a smart player, he'll go ahead and try and counter that. And if you use different units than he knows that you can make him counter the wrong thing. So his counterattack won't work as well. And maybe it won't work at all. So that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I do have another Immortal just sort of chilling here. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, that's it. My first commentary. Just tell me what you guys think. Please subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.